Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Um, testing, testing. Okay. Good. So today I'll continue work on the coast. I managed to what did I do? I named all the regions, as you can see right here, and I shaped the terrain a bit, and that leaves me with a lot of errors, but I have a testing tool that I can run to find them, and that's what I'll do today. I'll just run the test and fix one error at a time. Yeah, so this is a bit tedious, but it has to be done. And after this, I will need to, so I probably won't finish this on stream today, but after this I'll have to rearrange all the objects in the game. So right now they are randomly placed by my theme tool, but as you can see, this path right here is blocked by three trees, so I'll have to fix that. And some of those errors will crop up here, but yeah, the objects have to be arranged in some sort of a meaningful order. So that would be the next step. But today is just fixing the errors. And it told me that this is a bad boundary. And I can see that in the upper right, the -1. So it finds one tile patch, but not the other. If I move the cursor into this one, I can see there's no patch index assigned, so this is broken, and you can already see this tree is in the way, so I'll move it up, and this one out of the way, and then I run the test again with the spacebar, and I get another error, so that one was fixed. Okay, so it doesn't find this patch. It's probably these 3 trees right here. And so on and so on. P marker obstructed, that means this spawn marker has obstacles in its vicinity, which is bad because I may spawn in a prefab, that's just what I called it, a 3x3 prefab that may have obstacles on its own. Or actually, this is also a spawn point for the hero, so if I spawn in the hero here, they may get obstructed and can't move. So that's one constraint. These spawn markers have to be freely accessible, and they can also not be in the area of a boundary, because that may create the edge lines, which are also not passable. So I'll just move all of these out of the way. That's relatively easy. The harder to fix bugs or errors are when 2 paths aren't connected, or two neighboring patches aren't there's no path between them. That's usually more complicated. Yeah, and often it's just a tree that I have to move. But here, for example, I don't have enough space. So the edge line here counts as obstruction. So I'll have to expand this. Like that. And the tree. And you can kind of see in the minimap, I should actually shrink the minimap because you can see only half of it. But you can see that I'm slowly working my way down. And I should fix other problems when I see them. So I'm cleaning this up now before I rearrange all the objects so that I can test the connectivity between the patches. Because that may require bigger terrain changes. And I'd have to do the object replacement again. Yeah, but overall I'm getting faster at this, at creating the regions. So that's pretty good. But I still need a week worth of time for one quarter of a region. So this is the third one for the coast. Means after this there's only one part missing, and then the coast will be complete. So that's pretty cool. And I hope to have that in the game sooner rather than later, because a couple of ideas I have for future features depend on having more, having a bigger world. That gives the path generator more freedom. Okay, and I also need to turn all the near the coast where all these tidal pools are. I need to place all the trees by hand there, so I can't put them down randomly and then adjust them, but I have to actually do that all by hand. But that shouldn't be too much of an effort. What did it say? Okay, that was fine. So I'm not sure how many tests I have, but there are a lot of them. I would guess I would guess 20 different tests. And right now I'm just fixing the P marker, so the patch marker obstruction issues. And there will be more after this. Okay, if I move the marker, I have to save the game for some reason. Yeah, save the map, I mean. Okay, this is a tight spot, but should work. Actually, I'm not sure if I should not connect these two. Probably. So let's remove this. Remove the boundary. So this becomes one patch. So yeah, all of the tests in the editor for the world are so that you don't get dead ends and you don't get you can't soft lock yourself. So that's all in service to that. Okay, this is too tight. I can see that already. You can see shimmering red down under this. So there's a boundary. This would be too close. Can't put it here because then it's too close to this one. Unless I remove this. And then I can put this here. And this is also really awkward. So let's combine these. Oh, and there's a boundary missing there. Okay, I wonder why I'm back up here again. Is this another type of error? Boundary inside, yeah. Okay, so in the next class of errors, So the P markers cannot be near a boundary, because this would create an edge line below, which would intersect with the 3x3 spawn. So I can either adjust this boundary, but that'll make it a straight line, which doesn't look that great. So let's move this up and this marker down here. Okay, this is a problem. It's too close to two boundaries. So I'll have to move these steps. This is annoying. Yeah, let's bulldoze this, put the staircase here, but then I obstruct this, so oops, didn't meant to do that. Let's move this over here, then add steps, move the boundary to here, and then I can move this in the center. Okay, I'll just have to move this down a bit. Looking for a better location. But yeah, that's fine actually. I'll probably move all of these in this area anyways when I place the trees. A McNally, or should I say Ray? Good morning. Okay, this needs to just move one space. This needs to move down. This needs to move over here. Double exit. So that's another test. And the problem is yeah, double exits. I can't have double exits because that creates loops, which are extremely confusing. So this purple patch has two exits to the brown one, and I'll need to remove one of those, and I'll probably close this up. Like this. That should be solved. Another double exit. Let's look at it. Yeah. So this is a giant patch right here. That's fine. The double connection is not. So let's see the, what's that? Violet, magenta patch doesn't have a connection with the brown patch down here, so I can close this up and add a staircase here. Yeah, that's probably the best solution. So let's turn this into a staircase. steps, I mean. And that should work. But this patch is not recognized. Wait, is it? Yeah, it is. I was just landing on a weird tile. Okay, double exit again. So I'll just close up this boundary. And let's put a stone on top so it looks better. Okay. Another double exit. And yeah. So I will probably cut this one in half. But that's, well, what would be the easiest solution? So I could close this up and that would be it. But I may also want to build a bridge here, and that would be then a triple exit. So if I cut this, the 9 here in half, that would solve the double exit problem, but not the bridge problem, but that's okay. So now I need a new position for the spawn, probably here, and then close up probably this passage right here, like this. And this is also great. Fixing the colors. Let's place a spawn marker right here. Then a boundary right there. So that should solve the problem. Okay, another double exit. And that's just because of this little patch of land. So let's just make that water. Bad boundary. Oh, okay. So this is now a patch without a marker. So let's extend this a bit. And place one. All right. More double exits. This is also a very large patch. So let's cut it in half. Like this. And then place a spawn right there. Let's set double marker. Okay. That's another kind of test. Boundary inside. Well, that's a bit problematic, as well as this one. Also not good. So let's bulldoze this. Place that here. And then combine these. Double area marker. Makes sense. I'll just remove one of them. Double area marker. Yeah, let's just remove this one. How are you feeling today? Pretty good. Pretty good. Someone reported you probably read it in Discord. The game doesn't run on ARM. And I just looked into it a bit more. It may actually be there's one place where I use intrinsics. But I'm not actually sure if they're x86 specific. Could be a Clang thing. I'll have to look it up. But that could be the reason why the game doesn't run. One of many reasons. Another one is the OpenGL support, which is a bit flimsy in the Windows translation layer. So that could also be a problem. Okay, now we're in the long test phase. Okay, that's pretty long. No path. I thought I shortened the number of patches it tests. So I hope the path doesn't take that long. Actually, the tests. Okay, so no path from the error code is up here in barely legible, but I just can't be bothered to change it. There's no path from 983. That's the patch the cursor is at, to 1045. So let's see where 1045 is. So this is the patch that can't connect. And this is 1045, and there is stuff in the way. So it walks from patch marker to patch marker, and there's also a problem here. So I should do the same. Just walking along the path, and now it should be okay. Let me actually see if I exclude half the world from the test, because that would make it faster. Patch path connectivity. Okay, I don't. So let's put this at 900. Actually 800, just to be safe. And let's run the test again. Okay, that's much better. Okay, no path to 1041. It's here. That was easy. $1071. Let me show the boundaries. Where is 1071? That's here. There's a tree in the way. Okay, 1067. That's this way. Let's move the stuff out of the way. And then it can't reach this marker. This is also obstructed. That should be better. Okay, not running. $1063. That's up there. And actually, I'm not sure if it's a good idea to do this test right now, because this is the last test, the connectivity, and I have to move all the objects in the game anyway. So maybe I should do that first, because that'll automatically fix most of them, and I don't have to wait for the test each time. Okay, so how this works is I go over all the patches. I did these already. As you can see, they're a bit more ordered here, and these are unordered, so I haven't touched those. And I go from left top right to right bottom, and I just move all the stuff. That's basically it. And yeah, so I get migraines from this when I do it, when I overdo it in a single day, so you'll probably get those too if you look too closely. But yeah, what I do is just aligning the stuff, making space for interactions with monsters, and looking for things like this, double trees that look kind of bad. So it's a bit cosmetic as well, but mostly it's about the play area. And yeah, interest as well. Do you stream on YouTube too? No. I think you need a server for that. That relays. So you stream to the server, and the server relays the streams to both platforms. I think that's how it works. But yeah, the randomness of the theme. Okay, this is actually out of game, this area. the randomness of the theme gives me something to bounce off of. So it's actually kind of fun to do this. Just not for hours on end, but yeah, I'm not sure how fast I'll be able to finish this. And yeah, I've no idea how I do this, but there's a couple of things that I look for. One is it should not be that clean. It shouldn't look like it was intentional too much, but also shouldn't be random. So there shouldn't be stuff just blocking your path like this, for example. That's just annoying. Although for just to spice things up, make them a bit more interesting, that can be useful sometimes. And usually I have to do this twice or 3 times. But I hope I'm better at it. I'm getting better at it. Because the first pass usually has too few or too many, and then the second one I go over everything, has too much, and then it settles somewhere. That's okay. Okay. Let's place the tree there so it doesn't look as bad. Yeah, and usually I listen to a podcast or something while doing this because yeah, I don't have to think too much. But maybe it gets better if I don't listen to something. So yeah, this is all open, so I can place boulders and obstruct things, like here. As long as I don't close up all the exits. And yeah, all the areas that are out of play, I just leave unchanged. That saves me a bit of work. Especially in the large areas at the edge of the world. Well, do I like this passage actually. Even though it's doesn't have much play value, but it looks fun. So let's keep it open. Okay. So I'm now on the right edge. So let's move down a bit and then west again. Okay, that doesn't work, so let's move this here. Would be fun to have purple trees as well. Okay. Yeah, so open areas are a bit more tricky. But yeah, I think, yeah, placing trees helps to have an anchor. Okay, this is the out of bounds area.